If you have an iPad and you want to make comics the lazy way, you need two programs. Procreate, which I forget how much that is, but you can do the art on there for your frames, and then you can edit it at the end too as well. I'll show you all that later. After you make the art, you go to Comics Life, and let's make a new comic. You hit the plus button, create comic, choose blank, blank. Now, this wrench icon, that'll help you get your picture size. So you go to document setup. Now you can change your paper size down here. Now you can click comic book, hit done, and hit done over here. I wish you could have more variables, but it's good enough if you're just making comics or a magazine. The next thing is, this is your template. You hit that little page button next to the wrench, and you have your layouts you can choose from. There's basic. It gives you all sorts of different like sections and stuff. Like if you wanted to do the Dark Knight like 16 grid, that's on 80s comic up there. You hit that, automatically makes a new page. So if you go here and look at comic, that shows you your whole comic, right? So you can make your whole comic page right here. Just keep adding pages and all sorts of stuff there. I'll show you that later, so you can preview your comic that way. So let me remake the comic I had before. So let's find the template that I want, the layout I mean. So it's a 3x3. So I think the 3x3 they have down there has like too much space in between. So you can just hit this one. You tap it, hit delete, drag this over until the guides kind of tell you to stop. Delete this one. Same thing. All right, just gonna do this for all of them. And so now when you go to the plus sign, now you can enter your album. I have art pieces here, so I can tap in this one, tap here, hold it over there, and then I can move it where I want to. I can resize it if I want to, but once you put it in there, you can't resize this box. It won't let you take the corner and change it. It's stuck to scale, so you have to, if you wanted to mess with the box, you have to take this out of the frame. I double tapped it, dragged it out. Now it's out of the frame, so I can move this around like that if I wanted to. Yeah, double tap, you can take it out. Once you move it to the frame, it kind of highlights, let it go, and then you can resize it like that. And then sometimes if you try to drag this one, like to copy it and paste it down there, like I tapped to move it. If you paste it in there, so sometimes it's off. See how this gap right there? If you're having trouble, you want it to be perfect, then just delete this whole thing here. Maybe. Hold on. We want to save that guide because I don't know if that guide's gonna mess up if I move it over. So that's gonna save my guide right here. So now I'm gonna copy this whole panel, and I'm gonna hit paste right there, and then I'll pop the whole panel right there, right? So I want to make sure my guide is still matched. That matches my guide, so I can at least get this over here. All right, I guess we can just delete this one then, or I can move it this way. That way it's still there, and then I can match that scale there. Okay, all right. I have paranoia if I get rid of this, if that won't be perfect, but it might. I think it matches that anyway. Let's see real quick. Yeah, it automatically tells what this is above it, and it'll match it down there. It's got some smart guides there. Okay, so I need to put in a close-up shot. So I'm gonna go back to my photo library, go to my albums. I have art pieces that I can throw in there. So now let me show you what you can do with the borders. All right. So the borders, see how it's like a normal frame? Well, watch this. Okay, you hit this. If anything you want to edit, if you select it, then you hit this paintbrush and it'll show your options. So that changes. If it's a balloon, it'll have a balloon there. If you tap the balloon and then you hit this. Right now I want to show you the cool things you can do with panels. So let's go to options right here. You tap the paintbrush. This first section is options, style. Go to options. Now you can pick your color of the frame, right? You select your border. You can take the border off if you want to, right? But look, you go down here, you can make your border a little bit more sketchy. all right? And then you can change the width to darker or thicker or whatever. So it looks a little bit more like organic looking, you know? So it's not like robotic. Oh, like I'm not selecting the panel, that's what happened. Select the panel, options, border. You can turn the border down if you want to. All right, so that's your border options there. So let's throw in a balloon. So the balloons you can just drag up here, right? Type in your words. Listen to the dogs barking in your neighborhood in the background. All right. So now we can edit the shape of it. Let's change the let's see our balloon options right here. Okay, show you the balloon options. All right, this is your style guide. So any changes you make to your balloon and you want to match it through all the balloons and you don't want to like readjust every balloon, you just hit that plus button and it'll pop it right there. So right now I want to change the options. So I select the balloon, hit the paintbrush, and I'm gonna go to balloon, the middle one. Now you can change the width of the tail to thick, so that changes that. So I want to change this thing right here. I don't like how it's right up against there. I want more space. You click on the balloon, hit balloon, you scroll down, that's what it was. Hit text options, there you go. Now you can change your font if you wanted to. You could change the size of the text and then inset margin, that's what you want. And that will affect that. So I like 6 is about right. Gives me enough space, but now it cut it off, so I have to zoom out to kind of show you. All right, so now there's different balloon options as well. There's some like ways you can mess with the balloon. I'm not really that advanced at that yet, but there's like ways you can make it all squiggle around and stuff like that. But this is good enough for now. Now, if you want the balloon to not be overlapping like this, what you do for that is you hit the balloon, go to arrange, and you hit clip to panel right here. Just turn that on. Now there's a balloon, it goes underneath, all right? Now, I wish you can edit this out so you can get that John Workman, how like if the balloon touches the border disappears, but you can easily like erase it on
Procreate.
And it looks good. So if you want to, let's say you want to bolden a word, right? So you can just double click the word, tap bold, there you go. Italicize or whatever. If you do the art and you have your idea for the comic and you just throw it in there and then arrange it like super quick and easy. It's just so cool to be able to hit like comic and see your comic, right? If you want to add a cover, hit the plus button. You can move these around. So if you hold that down, you can move it around and like order your comic. Like it's like you can make lists and like do so many different things with this. Like just be able to order it around like that, right? So let's make a quick cover. You drag this lettering thing up, right? Type in whatever you want for the title. We'll tab. Maybe change the font like that, right? Get different font options. And then there you go. Double tapped it. Now I can. And then once you have your comic all laid out, so like when you're looking at your comics, you can just tap it and you can almost like preview the comic. Like this is double page. If it's this way, you can do it single. You just scroll through like that. But like if you turn the iPad like this, you get to go through your comic just like it would be a comic that you would read. So you can get to see if the contrast or like the pages are too similar or whatever. You'll be able to just flip through it. And then if you want to save it to PDF, you just tap here and then hit share. And then you hit, let's see, I think it's open in another app. Let's see if it's open in another app. Yeah. Then you hit PDF. You can change your title later. And then it's like, choose how to send. Where are you going to put it? Okay, I'll save it to my files. There we go. I have I have my comic all as a PDF now. Sweet. You know? Thank you. Thank you, Comic Life 3. You know? Like, it makes, like, throwing together a comic, like, super easy. I'll show you what I did over here to erase the lettering. Like, it's super easy, because you can just, you know, what I did was I just selected, I just kind of went around as best as I could, hit the white button there. All right. Just kind of eyeball it, hope for the best. And then once it's down to here, then you can kind of just drag the thing like that. Select it. Now you kind of get that John Workman, Eric Larson, you know, cut off look to it, you know. So I did that so it looks like that when you're done. So it's like, wow. You know, if you really want to slap together a comic and you just want to make the art and then slap it into a comic and have the program do the rest. Oh, let me show you one more thing. I keep forgetting this part. Go back to Comics Life. If you want to, let me go back, hit this boxes to go to my main menu. All right, so tap it again. Okay, let's say I wanted to change the, oh yeah, I have to tap here and have to hit edit pencil, right? And flip over there. So let's say you want to change the balloon to make it a little bit more of like flat like that, you know, like it's circular. You kind of want to stretch it out and make it kind of like that. There's you tap it and you hit variety. That's where you can adjust and make it more squarish, you know. Shaky cam update. Let me show you a couple more things. If you want to overlap the balloons, hit that brush thing, hit arrange. You can keep moving this until it goes over it. Okay, let's say you wanted to do a border, like a tub in front of the border for this. If you wanted to change the shape of this thing, you have to drag the image out. Then you can, you know, move this over here. And if that's not over it, you can change the overlap. Make sure you click the object, then click up here, go to arrange, and that'll, you know, do that. So let's say you want the image in there. So you select it, and once you put it in there, an orange border pops up, then you know it's in there. You can arrange it, and let's say you want like a border with a color behind that. Hit this plus button up here. You click the arrow, and that'll show you a different object so you can throw in there. And so then you can grab your border, line it up. Let's go to arrange, so we can arrange it underneath. So we'll go to, make sure that's clicked, hit the brush, hit arrange. Now it's below it, so now you can line it up. And then you can change the color by hitting this, hitting options, hitting the brush, hitting options. Then you can pick your color that you want on here, or you can go to more options and use the scroll wheel, but then you have gradients up here. So that'll give you your border if you want the border on there. A lot of cool different things for your title. You can click there, and there's different options with that as well. Just hit style, go to options. You know, you can change that. Right here, you can scroll across for the main one, hit fill, and you go, there's different gradient that you can edit later. And then you can do solid colors if you want. And I think there's a way to make it where when see how the D and the I are stuck together, I think you can, so you see clear. The I and the D are stuck together. I think you can change that. Let's see what that is. Join glyphs right here. So lettering, join glyphs, right there. So see how it's separated now? The join glyph button, together. Spread, there's different things there. Spread does, as you can see, more like that. Stagger, makes it a little like that. And then skew, 3D, so that'll give you your beveling there. Not beveling. Change the color, the lighting on. Oh man. Oh, that's cool. It's like that. Perspective. Oh, there's a lot of stuff I haven't messed with, but. All right, one more thing about titles. I want to get it back to normal. That. Oh, it didn't change at all though. Interesting. You'd think they would change the stuff. All right, there's a reshape button as well. Let's see the spread and see. All right. So let's say you wanted to do it like a. There we go. Like a gunshot, right? So blam, right? Blam. So now, if you want to reshape it, maybe it'll be better for boom or something. I think you can tap it, hit reshape, and then you can like stretch it out a little bit, you know. So it's one more option for you guys to reshape. We can mess with that. All right. Awesome program. Thank you, Comics Life 3.